getting back to business. Masks protect others by creating a barrier against droplets from your mouth when you breathe, speak, and cough, but offer a lot less protection to you unless you are wearing a proper N95 respirator and face shield. Here in Asia, we've been wearing masks for years, sometimes if your city has bad pollution, but also if we feel sick, to make sure our colleagues and classmates don't catch anything from us. So we've got a lot of mask experience. One thing that you'll see on a lot of masks is this exhaust or check valve. That's a problem. In the hospital ICU, sometimes they're okay, that's up to hospital administrators. But for the public, as soon as you are letting out unfiltered exhalations, you defeat most of the purpose of wearing a mask. They do make it easier to breathe if you are painting or doing woodwork, but aren't great when you're wearing a mask for public health reasons. So we are going to look at how they work and how they can be disabled to make a mask or respirator more suitable for public health applications. This is what's called a half-face respirator. I like this particular model because you can just open it up and just replace the N95 filter paper without having to buy a whole wasteful plastic cartridge. And the whole mask can be dunked in a bleach solution to clean it. These are for trades, construction, and so on, so they're comfortable to wear all day. If you look at the silicone gasket on it, see how far that moves? That's the big issue with 3D printed masks. Even if you use a little foam window gasket, they just don't have enough deflection to conform to many faces. So you are looking at the time-consuming custom fitting for each one. With a commercial half-face respirator, it will fit almost anyone with a really good safe seal. Looking inside, we can see the check valve and that thin piece of soft plastic that makes it work one way so you can breathe out, but not in. There are a few ways to disable it. Some people just tape over it. The thing with that is to be careful what tape you use. The adhesive can have a strong chemical odor and taste that gets the back of your throat. Definitely doesn't seem healthy. I found it better to use super glue and let it cure and outgas for at least 48 hours. No, really, don't try to use it right after the glue dries. It will still be outgassing. You'll regret it. The problem with disabling the check valve is the filters are designed to be one way, and the moisture from your breath makes them less efficient. So you can get CO2 buildup, which can be a pretty bad thing. So what I'm going to do is use this inexpensive carbon dioxide and oximeter I bought on Taobao to get a very rough idea of what's in the air I'm breathing with the check valve disabled and see if I should expect problems from it. The only problem is it's designed to measure the air quality in the room, and it's much too big to fit in a mask. It just has this little vents on the side, so I need to find a way to get it to sample air from the mask and give me a ballpark idea what's going on. Now, I have this little blower which was part of an air filter that didn't work very well, so I'm going to recycle that and 3D print an enclosure for it. Okay, the glue has been cured overnight, and I'm going to use some putty to attach the gas meter on the blower. I'm not going to use glue or anything like that. I don't want to mess it up. Maybe I will use it on something else later. Okay, and then just a little bit of tape on the vent. Very important warning here. I'm strapping something airtight to my face. This isn't like other DIY projects. The list of people who have killed themselves historically messing around with homemade diving helmets and respirators is a long one. Don't go experimenting with this alone in your basement or garage. Have someone keep you company. Don't assume you have typical symptoms or enough time to yank it off. Accidents happen. Maybe O2 is too low, maybe CO2 is too high, maybe you slip and hit your head and are unconscious and you can take it off. Stuff happens. I usually shoot alone, but today I've got a henchman waiting off camera if I miscalculate. Make sure you take similar precautions. Obviously, better CO2 clearance, but nothing crazy. I think we can say it's okay to disable the check valve. Now, those are serious looking pieces of equipment. Maybe not a fashion statement, but they are an important option to explore when we consider shortages. But what about going about daily life? We might be wearing masks for a while, no one knows. Maybe the new normal is masks? My friends at wearme.com have an online store devoted entirely to wearable electronics and sent me this really cool mask. It has bone conduction headphones built in. Now that's practical. Let's try it out. Okay, this is the mask. You can see it has the metal piece on the nose. On the side, it has bone conduction speakers. On the other side, there are the button, power button and volume button. I already connected it with the Bluetooth so I can play music. But let me put it on first. You can't hear it, but I can. And now right now it's playing music. It's actually not bad. I thought it would be. Actually, I quite like it. If you want one, I'm going to put the Wearme store link in the description box. Oh, you can also disable the check valve if you want to be extra careful. Oh, and this one is a lot of fun. This is the LED mask. You see, it changed to different colors and different patterns, as I recall. Now it's flashing. It's just like the normal mask. I can breathe in, breathe out normally, no problem. Doesn't feel like anything. Two things that bother a lot of people is it can be harder to understand people if you don't see their lips moving. And masks can be a little hard to breathe through. This mask tries to solve that. It's clear and has a small electric board to bring in fresh air. Let's try it. Okay. Oh. The big problem here is the same as with a lot of 3D printing masks. The gasket just doesn't have enough diffraction to seal to the face very well. I can feel air coming in and out all around the edges of the mask. Maybe if someone redesigned it with a larger silicone gasket. I'm not going to test it with the meter because I don't want to drill a hole in it. What about this? What? Don't want to look like a pig? These were actually designed for pollution. I guess the idea is you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Useless for our purpose, but still funny. This is a style of mask I really like and sometimes wear it if I'm going for a long walk or doing something that will have me breathing too hard for a regular mask. So this has a filter and an electric blower you put on your arm, and it fits flash filter air to the mask. Now, some air does leak through the edges of the mask, so it's not perfect, but for people who just can't breathe through a mask, it's a good option and still provides a good barrier against droplets. But what about protecting your eyes and face? Don't worry, we've got you. For a while, when it was bad, I wore a mask and this jacket to the market. It doesn't work out for me, but I sent some to Limor and Phil at Etherfruit to test. If it's good, they might stock them. Another option that's become popular is